Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to go over a couple things with regards to the AI bot when it stops responding after someone comes in to check your availability in the calendar on GoHighLevel. So I'm going to show you and teach you a quick fix on how to use the new update in labs, which is pretty much straightforward. I'm not going to get into how to go through the labs. You should know that. If not, I recommend highly just going and jump on YouTube here and quickly to see how do you make the updates happen on sub accounts. I'm going to do a quick glance, but right now I'm going to jump into that first step. And this is what we've been seeing with regards to users. GoHighLevel has two. I'm going to go jump in here really quickly. I'm going to move my head up here out of the way so we can navigate. And basically what's happening here. So you can see, I might even move that a little bit even further up. There we go. So we're going to go one by one. The main thing is to see how when GoHighLevel has two availability sources, you're going to run into issues. And that's the reason why a chatbot will, or a booking bot specifically, will stop in its tracks. And it's kind of like it'll ghost the potential lead on the other end of this. We've seen it happen multiple times until now. And that's the thing. We're wondering what's happening. How can we fix this? That's what our team's all about. Maverick is all about going in there and being the front runner, trying to figure things out and come back with the solutions for our clients. We're not just, oh, well, hope it works out. Might be some, issue, but just keep doing what you're doing. No, we want to be the ones that come up with that solution, right? And say, we're going to fix this. Don't just even go to them as our clients. We're going to treat them with respect and honor. And the main thing is we want to show up strong for them so that they're going to come back and be like, you know what, this is a team worth working with. And so the key on this is we don't see action. If I can go, I'm going to go to have a couple tabs open already. And in the workflow, this is where it starts. So there's the objective is to get a person who comes from the ads, which we're right now using Meta, right? There's different forms of getting that traffic into be observing, like, and checking and finding out more about the offer. And that's what we wanted them to do, is get familiar. So we use video on the front end. If you haven't seen that video, I'll make sure to put a link in the description, because there's a really good process that we've built out that's worth modeling. Feel free to use it all. It works really well, still is to this day, even with Andromeda and the new things that have been dropped in Meta. But that algorithm has shifted things, and we still have to make sure that context to what we're doing, like there is a process that has not been broken. It's an awesome process. The principles straightforward. I'll put that link in the description. So you can see here this workflow. This is our moms we're working with a company, and they're going after moms, right? They're looking for moms to help get their ministry going and be part of a group and or start groups. And basically what we're doing, and if I can, I'm going to zoom a little bit here. At the top of this, I'll go even tighter. At the top of the workflow, the person comes in, and the contact obviously is a new mom coming from Meta. Then the contact's created like usual. We see that working perfectly. Nothing's changed there. We create the update and opportunity, making sure it's assigned to the users. But this is where things shift. So it's actually, we haven't had anything issues with assigned to users, specifically here in a condition. We've made it available kind of like a round robin, but this round robin is between three people. And instead of using the calendar as the round robin, we're using this workflow as the round robin to assign equally, right? And then here's where we start to see something interesting. So it goes down to the internal notification, making sure that they know that they've got a lead, incoming lead. Boom, go get on it, make sure that they're aware. And then they stop here at the booking bot. Now in the booking bot, it's pretty, self-explanatory. You can watch that video where we set up the booking bots. I do have that available for you here on our channel, and I'll put the link as well so you can see that. If you're wanting to, how does this work? How should I set up mine? This is a really simple workflow. There's nothing complicated. We are all about being simple. So it's basically a booking bot, right? And we make sure that each of these are labeled accordingly. So the action name, right, is the person who's using the one we want to actually set up as the client. On the other end of this, which of these ladies are going to be ready for appointments, right? Or we made them an individual bot, and it's not hard. We just duplicate it one by one, making sure that their calendars are synced, which is obviously in this case Lindsay. So we go step by step, making sure the personality is correct. Make sure take time with the client and understand their brand. Don't get off point, right? It has to be very much so on brand. And then what their goal is, what the goal of these additional instructions. We want the bot to make it as personable as possible. And then we go through the process of making sure that the appointment is the focus on this one. This is the booking bot. Again, it's not just the Q&A or the other types, one of the other types of bots, the master bot. What we'll do here is make sure we got plenty of time. So in the messaging, we'll do up to 25 messages. And then on my buddy over here, my business partner is over with me. So then the timeout value, 24 hours. Make sure it's 24 then in hours, not in minutes. And then an SMS. So SMS booking bot back and forth. Wait time before responding in seconds. We say 2. Sometimes it's a little hasty. Like we don't want a lot of time to go by, so we say between 3 and 5 seconds. Somewhere in that 3 to 5 is good. On this setting was 2, but I'll change that to 3, maybe 5. Then it seems more natural, right? Even though it is a bot, and we say at the very beginning, there's no doubt. So we like it to respond quickly. So the person that's on that text thread that they just filled out the form on Meta now has gone in GoHighLevel, and we have the ability to exchange conversation with them. We don't just let them sit there, right, waiting. Because again, nowadays you can't wait. That whole speed to lead changes things. If you can make sure that you have a speed to lead on your system, whatever system you're using, even if it isn't HighLevel, I do recommend HighLevel only because it's one of the fastest ways to get someone through the process of this whole funnel. It's again ads, Meta, over into HighLevel. HighLevel then kicks on with the AI with an initial message of, hey, how can I help you? That more helpful, what can I do for you? What are you looking for? How can I answer? Can I answer any questions? Where we have 2 bots, but this one is specifically for the booking bot. So it's asking for, hey, would you like me to help you book an appointment with one of the representatives so they can go through the process with you on how to either start a group, be part of a group, whatever that is they're looking for. The one thing that I'm going to make sure I don't forget and neglect to say, and that is this is part of the whole process was having issues. I'm going to go ahead and go down here and save this, right? That's all set up internally. And once they were going through this process, they would get stuck here. We'd see numbers kind of going up. And there are, at this current time, people going through the workflow, and getting booked. But there was a few times here, and that is the reason why I'm creating this, because it's not just them, but other clients as well, and even on our own. Basically, the bot, again, ghosted. But then the problem, again, here, in this case, was when someone went to this point and hit this mark, right, and they froze, I'm going to just, save that action, and then basically saying, like, okay, then availability is, for me, I'd like to pick Monday at 6 this is the lead, Monday at 6 a.m. because I have a busy business, right? And so I can only go in the mornings, and it would be very clear so that the bot is not getting confused. They've done some great updates here on GoHighLevel with regards to that understanding, but then it just froze. So ghosted, worse than a teenager on TikTok, just gone. So we wondering, like, it happened multiple times. We're getting feedback from them. Our support team's getting on it. We're making sure we're looking into it. Why? So if we move forward, user availability. So there's 2 different places, and that's the interesting thing. So user profile has availability, and this is where we found the issue. on the user, the staff, right? User availability. You go into users, pick the staff member, and in this case, they can choose their time, right? But right here, this is where we found can solve everything. So I'm going to deselect all for right now, and this should say right here, apply this schedule to at least one calendar to use it. And that's the important thing. Now, this latest update has changed which one of these, right, calendars can be chosen. So the booking bot does its job. It's available 24/7. If we want the bot to do everything, right, just book the appointments. But if we want to do the workflow we have right now, it has to be one of these three ladies to get booked, right? And so when we go in here, it again, let's just go with here we go. The third person, right, on this rung. And so then you go and pick Alana, Momka Alana. And then it solves that issue of availability problems when the bot is trying to figure this out. But here's also the second part of this. It has to match the calendar. Before, when you didn't have to have a calendar, that was the crazy thing. You can just have this availability, but then this availability, right? Time, day, Monday through Wednesday, whenever it is, it had to match this calendar exactly. Or otherwise the bot would be full on confused on what's available, and then it would throw stuff out there, and the person says, "Oh, I can pick, November 17th at 7 a.m." But boom, it just would get quiet after the person says their time and availability says confirmed. Yes, I can do that time. Then it just froze again because the bot really didn't have the ability to book that internally because one way or another, this was not correlating, right? They were not, they were incongruent, if you want to talk about congruency here. So that was the key, making sure that these two calendars matched. That right there, though, what I just showed you, solved the whole problem because now it's going to pick that exact calendar, and then we can double and triple check that these times and availabilities are also in alignment with this calendar, right? So say we go in here, we go straight to availability, we go down, and then you notice here on this availability, it goes according to the user, right? So that was a huge win. Weekdays, hours vary. Instead of having two different availabilities basically on the calendar and in the profile. So these are now fully one and the same, right? That solves the 100% of the issue. So now this bot can go through the process and you can test it yourself after you've made those changes to make sure that this is working correctly. Always go into the workflow, right? And add yourself to the work here at the top. And then you can change right here, test a workflow right at the top here. And that, and this will help you a ton too. If you've already added yourself in as a user, then it's not going to go through the process again, right? Even if it was multiple opportunities, we tested that as well. But making sure you just remove yourself, delete yourself completely out of the contact section. So yeah, that is going to change the way this operates. So that is it. Make sure to always save your work. Do not neglect to save. Hit that top save button and it's published. Save and publish, right? And then go back out. There is the labs, and I'm just going to do a quick overview of what that looks like. So down here in labs, under this account, right, you can go one by one and check definitely to make sure which of these, there's different ones that are still in the works with a chat widget. But in this case, again, that's not where these are. So you would have to go back out of this specific sub account and go to the agency level. And let's see. So if we go here really quick, back to agency level, right? In this case, and go all the way down to, I'll let that do its thing. Go down to labs in settings. of the agency, right? And in here is where you choose the sub accounts, right? Um, and there's so many different updates regarding the sub account in labs, right? What they've been working on. There's so many. I mean, and it's incredible how quickly every week it seems like there's another 7 new features that have been added on. But there's specifics that have been already, like this one specifically, with calendar, right? You can do like with WhatsApp notifications, courses. We've done a lot of these updates for the AI, right? Picking a specific calendar, schedules in calendars, smarter availability for calendars. We show more here. It create schedules, define availability once, and apply across calendars. So that was one of the big ones. It is now live, obviously, across all sub accounts. Before you'd have to activate, which is you'll see this one below it, improve trust center H2P experience. You activate a feature, and then you can right now you can also disable it. Right now it's disabled for all sub accounts, but I could activate that, choose the sub account which we're in, and then keep moving forward. And that's what was done a while back with these guys, figuring this out, making sure that it's going to work now like seamlessly like butter. So at the end of the day, when the calendars are matching, the bot user uses the correct calendar, no problem. Zero breaks, zero issues. Then if you think about this, it creates a smooth booking flow for that person on the other end of this. So they go in and they're on their phone, right? They're like, hey, I'm, blah, 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 and they're on Facebook. They see the ad. They're like, oh, this is awesome. That's me. I identify with that. I definitely need to be like working on this as a doctor or whatever, client they're looking for. And they boom, boom, boom. They click through it. The form in Meta, right, makes things smooth like nobody's business to go from one step to the next, from Meta over to GHL. The bot takes over, connects with them, makes that initial SMS, starts the conversation. Then the appointment gets made without any issues. So I'm just going to encourage you, go through the steps if you're having that problem. This is going to solve that. And just want to encourage you too as well. Throw in a comment for any deeper tutorial that, hey, I need to know a little more about these. I will definitely put those links in the description on the other two on how to build the bot. Or if you're having issues at all understanding what type of bot, a booking appointment bot is best for you, there's some processes we did on a video description, and I'll put it in the description for you so it has all that information, so you're not missing anything. Or if there's something specific that you want to know about here about high level brand marketing, that's what we're about too. If you have questions, let us know. We're happy to create those. Make sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the videos that we are coming out with next. Hope this was helpful for you.